fans. This is Todd. Let me go ahead and pull up my YouTube app on my iPad so I can see your guys' comments. Give people time to join. And let's talk about Domo Arigato Misto Roboto. Yes, one more time, because we have not got enough of Mr. Roboto lately. There it is. All right. Hey, Tom Commenteer, thanks for joining us. All right, so it's kind of funny. As you guys know, I just recently got this extra Roboto just the other night, and I was talking about how I wanted to jazz this one up to replace my Classics Roboto because for a couple reasons. One is these guys always crack. As time goes on, they crack here in the shoulder area, they crack in the back here. Sometimes will totally come apart in just chunks. And this plastic is just prone to cracking. I've had more crack on me than not. You can kind of see that little white area kind of forming there on the shoulders. And I've seen it crack across the chest like a bad windshield. You can see that crack right there forming right here, starting to form. And it will just carry on until the whole entire thing's destroyed. And it's just the way they made the plastic. And it's just a problem that classic figures have. Roboto cracks, the green Tilas, they crack as well because it's the same kind of plastic. And then so does, oh, I forget the guy's name, but the movie camera guy with the big old camera on his head, that cracks as well. Later on, they got better at actually making figures that don't crack, like the red, excuse me, Spirit of Hordak made them more rubbery for the plastic. So, I've already swapped out his head, as you guys saw in the last video. When I bought him, he came with his head, which is why I bought that. But I talked about wanting to change out this gun. For one thing, this gun does not say Roboto to me. It just does not. And I really like the idea of trying to get this gun to fit on there. But if you put this gun on here, it looks weird because it's so long from his elbow all the way to the tip of this gun. Now, granted, the black one's even longer. Is it? Oh, I guess it's not too much longer. But I was thinking, with the way these guys are, before you pull it off here, and you put the gun on, and this rim ring right here looks like this rim ring right here. So the gun should be positioned like right here on his wrist, which would really be cool. But if you take a look at this, if I was to alter this gun to fit on there, I'd have so much of his wrist hanging out. I'd have to actually probably chop it off there and create some kind of pivot point right there. Well, I didn't want to alter the figure. I wanted to make it that if I made more than just for my figure, it'd work for everybody else too. So I sat down and spent a couple days working on this, and I made a gun that has a hole that fits into his piece just like this. Chink, there it is. But it broke really easily. All it took was one little flick of the finger and it snapped really easily. And I was like, man. So version 2, this one I printed this way in the printer. This one I printed this way. As I printed it this way, as it moves up the printer, the actual rings themselves, see, snap, are not very strong and it snaps right off. Where this one, it's nice and strong now because it actually goes the full length of the part while it's printing. So I don't have those rings that are going to snap off so easily. And it actually fits better in his wrist. Line that right up and snap it right in place. There we go. And now we have the two-pronged gun. Make him look more like Roboto. No, that's funny. I was watching a mystery package video. So I think it's pretty cool. I want your guys' opinion. This is just the first version. I have a second version that I'm going to work on soon. But there it is. Now, granted, it is monstrous in size compared to the other one. It's quite a bit bigger, but I had to make it bigger. In fact, his arm's still sticking out the bottom there. So you can kind of see where it kind of connects onto his wrist. Now, the bottom's rough because obviously it's where all the supports are. So there is a lot of roughness on the bottom. This one here, I printed it this way, and there's roughness all along. It just looks horrible. And a lot of bumpy lines across here because this was the top. So doing it this way, it just made it look a lot cleaner. A nice cleaner build. Pew 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 pew. And there it is. So this is version 2. I have one more version I'm going to make. Now, this is made just for the left arm. If you take a look here, you can see right there that little edge, right there, that little line. It lines up with this line right here. So that helps you get it on there in the right spot. You just line it up, shove it in, and there it is. So cool. So I think now he looks more like the Roboto I recognize, with the gun being the right gun. Now I'm not going to make all the other accessories because I always just kept the gun on there when I was a kid, or as a young adult, I guess. I wasn't really a kid then. So there is my Mr. Roboto. Now I will have these for sale in the future. Not yet. I first have to make one more version before I sell them. And I'm kind of excited about the next version. So I want to incorporate some blue into it. And I have some cool ideas for that. Am I going to paint it? Josh, that is a great question. You have to wait till version 3 and you will see what my plans are. And I will be selling 2 different versions in the future. I'll be selling the plain version just like this, which won't be too much. And then I'll be selling the better version 3 for a little more. So actually not a little more, quite a bit more. But so I'll have the inexpensive version, it's just solid silver. And I'll have the new version that has special blue highlights on it in the right places. Thanks, Mike. I appreciate it. Yes, they would look cool with a nice shiny paint and some blue on it. Yep, I actually did print it in a shiny silver, but it's not as shiny as I'd like it to be compared to the actual right here, how it looks. But it's funny, it's kind of close in color to the original, not a lot, but yep. It was a pain to make this thing. Oh, I had to make each part individually and recombine them in Blender. And hey Ronald, thanks for joining us. Anyway, I just wanted to give you guys a heads up on what I'm working on. What's the purpose of Roboto? Well, what's the purpose of any of the characters? Now, Roboto originally was like a Man-at-Arms helper, if you will. And in 2000X, they had a storyline of him where he was like his chess robot helper, and he purposely rebuilt his body up to be bigger so he could fight wars with the other masters. And Man-at-Arms gave him not a human heart, he gave him a heart so that he could, actually have feelings for people and stuff and care and everything else. So that was kind of what he is. He's the robot with a heart. Which, you think about it, I mean, isn't that the story of the Tin Man from Wizard of Oz? Right? If I only had a heart. Do 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 do. I know, it's supposed to be the only one had a brain. I forget what he sung for the heart thing, but yes, the Tin Man. So he is literally the Tin Man from Wizard of Oz, which would make Prince Adam Dorothy, and then Cringer would be Toto. Yes, it's the same story, laughing out loud. Nice. All right, so that is it. Just wanted to make that gun. And it's funny, I did originally scan this in, but the scan on this gun is not that great. You can see I got like, this is bent, that's bent. Just the shape of it has a slight arc to it. It's got all kinds of imperfections everywhere. So after I scanned it in, I just used it as like a template to rebuild it from scratch. And so this is actually remodeled completely from scratch, just with the scanned in version sitting right behind it as I built it. So it was a pain, but I know it's big. That's the one thing I like about it, is how big it is. It's kind of ridiculously big, but it has to be. Otherwise, it will not fit on that big old fatty arm piece. Let's say it was to change the aspect ratio of it, but I wanted it to be the same aspect ratio as the small gun. Grizzlor is the lion. Nice. All right. Well, I guess that's all I got. It's a really short video. It is funny. I was looking at this knockoff He-Man again, and it looks like he's winking. He's got one eye. That's he's Popeye. I'm Popeye the Sailor. Popeye the Sailor. I am what I am, and it's all that I am. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. Yep. I saw that today when I picked him up off the table. I started cracking up seeing his one eye. Like, what? What is going on with that He-Man? It's, of course, the Chinese knockoff He-Man. Put him next to the flame. Put him in the flame. Oh, my hair's on fire. See, he's got the flaming, torching hair. Ugh. Oh. Okay, I know. Lame. I can't know how easy those break off, though. It's just so crazy. I printed them solid and everything. It's not even hollow. It's just when you print it with the rings going the same way, they just not very strong. But now, printing this way, they're much stronger. Popeye He-Man. Cringer does work as the lion. You're all right. I was thinking he was Toto, but yep. Yeah, that is funny because the lion wanted to be brave. There you go. And Cringer's kind of a scaredy cat. That is funny. I never realized that. The Rickster, you are right on, man. Because Cringer, all he wants is courage. So you got to think now, who's the one that wants the brain? If I only had a brain. I guess that'd be Ram Man. Yep. Good stuff. All right, you guys. Thanks for joining me. Like, subscribe, tell your friends, and I will see you guys next video. And if you are interested in one of these guns, I'm not making a waiting list yet. I'm just going to put it on eBay eventually. But it'd be nice to know if there's an interest for them. Because if nobody even wants one, I don't spin my wheels trying to make them. I can just make one for myself. But if you guys are interested, send me a thing on Facebook letting me know Cringer is animal abuse. And then I'll know if it's actually something people want or not. All right. Until next time, good journey, you guys. Good. Ugh, let me try it again. Good journey. Bye now.